everybody, it's your girl Drea and welcome back to my channel. Have you guys ever been in pain? And I'm not talking about physical pain. I'm not talking about you hit your toe and you like, ouch. I'm talking about that pain that runs deep. That pain that you never seen coming. The pain that causes from a person you trusted. Pain that is caused from lovers, family members. Have you guys ever been in that pain? And then what's on top of that, have you guys ever been in pain where you guys didn't have nowhere to express that pain to, or you didn't have nowhere to turn, so you just felt like you against the world? I know I have. Okay, I know for a fact I have been in that position multiple times where I could not express myself the way I wanted to, and I just had to let that pain just sit and dwell with me. Like, it was a period of my time, I would say 2018 to 2021. When I say I was hit with the most pain from people I trusted, I love, I would do anything for during that time. I was hurt. Like, I was just getting whamsy. It just kept coming. I'm like, dang, I can't be this bad of a person for all these people to be doing me like this. And one thing about me, if you know me, I've always been a person to, if my spirit is not right with somebody, and if I can't be around you, and my spirit will literally deny me from being around somebody. Like, I don't know how to fake it. My spirit would not allow me to be fake with anybody. So my body started rejecting old friends. It started picking up on stuff, family members, cousins. It started picking up on all of that. And I'm like, dang, am I tripping? And then like years later, I'm like, no, I'm not tripping. I look back and I'm like, no, God protected me. But during that time, I'm like, yo, I got to get my lick back. Like, I'm ready for this. Like, I was ready to really cause havoc during that time. Did I say that right? I did. I was ready to cause some true problems because y'all hurt me and I didn't know how to deal with my pain at that time. And when I say true problems, I don't mean like going back and forth with people, because once I'm out of your life, you ain't gonna hear from me. Like, if I made up in my mind that you're no good for me, you're not gonna hear from me. But I did want to get revenge. I wasn't patient with God, and I didn't really turn to God during that time. So it was just like I was about to get my own revenge at that time. But I didn't, and I never bashed anybody. And that sounds easier said than done, right? I understand when somebody gets on your nerves, when somebody does you wrong, the first thing you want to do is tell your side and tell your story. I'm here to tell you today, don't do that. God got it, okay? Don't go out bashing people. Don't go out causing havoc. Don't go out trying to get your own revenge, or they do something to you so you go do something to them. No. And I don't mean even literally actually going to do something to them. I actually mean, like, one thing about it, it's something that's going around in the world now. It's these little memes, and it be saying, oh, I'm not going to block my enemies because they got to see how good I'm doing. Like, they still have control over you. You want to do good to get back at your enemies? Like, how does that sound? Like, you let them have too much control over your life. Don't even do that. If you're going to do anything, do it for yourself, okay? And I want to read this scripture. It is James chapter 5, verses 7 through 12. And it states, be patient, therefore, brothers and sisters, until the coming of the Lord. See how the farmer waits for the precious fruit of the earth, being patient about it until it receives the early and the late rains. You also be patient. Establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord, it is at hand. Do not grumble against one another, brothers and sisters, so that you may not be judged. Behold, the judge is standing at the door. As an example of suffering and patience, brothers, take the prophets who spoke in the name of the Lord. Behold, we consider those blessed who remain steadfast. You have heard the steadfastness of Job, and you have seen the purpose of the Lord, how the Lord is compassionate and merciful. I lost my place. But above all, my brothers, do not swear either by heaven or by earth or by any other oath, but let your yes be your yes and your no's be your no, so that you may not fall under condemnation. Okay. First and foremost, be patient. I know it's hard to see, like, people that have hurt you in the past or did things to you in the past, that they really out there just living your life. Like, they just out there chilling. They don't act like they ain't did nothing to you, but you want to be like, oh nah, this taking too long. God got it. Be patient. Don't rush it. And while you're waiting, and while you're hoping and praying that something happens bad to them, I know a lot of people be praying like, oh, I don't want them to be good. Don't pray that. Because it says, do not grumble against your brothers and sisters. Do not talk bad about them. Do not let them have that power over you. Just keep it pushing. Take the high road out, because God is graceful and merciful. So in that time period of you and the person no longer communicating or being around each other or hurting you, he's going to be able to have time for you to open your eyes to maybe say, hey, maybe I was a problem as well. And you don't know what God is showing them. It's not always going to look destruction in their life, but God can deal with their heart as well. He is graceful and wonderful. Okay. Okay. So how do you feel at peace when things or people do not work out? So we have this problem that we like to control everything. And we think that we have a tendency, if we do this move or that move, that people are going to stay with us forever. That's not going to happen. Okay. People are going to come in and out of your life. Things not going to work out. Everything's going to go, but you have to be mindful that if God let it come into your life, he can also take it. So be mindful of how you treat those people who have entered your life, but also have left your life, because God might have told them, hey, your seasons is up with them. You need to leave. They could be listening to God for their self as well as you listening to God as well. So never try to hold somebody hostage in your circle just because you guys have history or because that's all you know. Okay. One thing about me in my past, I used to hold on to people. I'm not gonna lie. Friendships, family members, relationships, whatever. And it's not like, oh, I had to beg them to stay, but I had the signs in this, like I just said in the beginning, my spirit wouldn't allow me to be around people. But most of the time I used to just not pay attention to my spirit. And I'd be like, nah, I'm tripping, this and that. Nah, they did say something slick, but they didn't really mean it. No, they meant exactly what they said. So I would give second chances and chances and chances until my spirit would not let me be like, no, honey, we can't be around them. You can't go there. Like, let's cut the chase. Like, let's cut this right now. So I'm like, okay, cut it off when you're supposed to cut it off, y'all. Cut them people out of your life when you need to. Cut the toxicity out of your life when you need to. Listen to God, because you're going to cause yourself more pain. Say that you're in a relationship for 2 months and God tells you to leave this man. And you're like, no, God, I really like him, this and that. So you don't listen to him. Now you 7 years in and God has showed you. Now you got all this extra pain, this extra trauma, and now y'all getting divorced. How does that make sense when you could have just left them alone when God told you to? Listen to the voice of God so you won't carry on extra pain that God does not have for you. Okay? God is not a person that gives you pain, but you cause pain when you don't listen to God. Cut that stuff off. And I don't mean cut it off and still text people or still try to be around them. Cut it off completely. And how you have peace when you cut people off is not to let them have that type of negative energy controlled over you. Past me, I wouldn't walk past me, the old me. I wouldn't be able to walk past people that done me wrong. I would turn the other way. I don't even want to cross paths with you. But me, now, I'm going to walk past you. I might even say hi. That's about all you're going to get. I'm not going to text you. We're not going to exchange numbers. But I'm going to give you a little hi, because it takes more energy to be mad at somebody and then to just let it go, because you're stopping your blessings. You're stopping your healing process and your pain. You're stopping acknowledging what they did to you because you want to just hold it on. Unless you let it go, then it's going to be able to flourish through your life and keep it pushing. This is something that I had to realize. It says the devil wants you to keep it in so you can't give God his glory for bringing you through. Y'all, hear that again. The devil wants you to keep it in so you can't give God for his glory for bringing you through. Ate me up. It ate me up. Because I'm a person that keep everything in. I ain't got to tell nobody nothing. I deal with this on my own, this and that, right? But now that I'm looking back at my life, and now that, because to this day, I wasn't really, before I get into that word, beforehand, I wouldn't go back and look into stuff or talk about stuff. I would literally just hold it in. Even now, people would ask me, well, we just grew apart. We don't hang out. That's all you have to do. But I'm more open to speaking about situations because my situation can help other people. And when I acknowledge it within myself, I started remembering like, hey, dang, that was a rough year. Like, how did I get through that? Like, dang, that year I just kept getting attacked and attacked and attacked and attacked. How did that happen? Like, how did I make it through to where I'm at today? And then you realize, like, dang, that was nobody but God. And then you can give your testimony on how God brought you through all of that stuff, you know? The devil wants you to keep that stuff in, because when you don't deal with your pain, you can't deal with God's glory that he brought you through that pain, that he brought you out of that pain. So now you sitting with this pain, and now you mad at God because he made you, quote unquote, go through this stuff when it wasn't God. But you're not even acknowledging it, because now that if you acknowledge your past and go back to your past and deal with that stuff, you can realize, like, dang, I'm not in my past no more. I'm actually right here, right now. And God brought me through that. You're going to start rejoicing that that stuff happened. Like, I am so glad everything that in my life that happened. I wouldn't take back nothing, because I made it through all of that stuff by the grace of God, y'all. It's something so beautiful about being able to talk about what you've been through, what you accomplished, what you thought was going to destroy you, and it didn't, because you're still here to tell your testimony. Like, what? That is something that a lot of people don't get to say or even deal with, because they don't acknowledge the fact that God brought them through that situation. Even if you're going through stuff right now, take it as, in a couple weeks, in a month or so, I'm going to be able to talk about how, yeah, I was on my knees praying and crying every night because he broke my heart. But look at me now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be glory when you realize your pain is for a reason. Like, acknowledge your pain, and that, so you could get pushed through your pain. Acknowledge your pain so you can get pushed through your pain. Okay? Do not hide that pain no more. Do not keep it hidden. Do not act like nothing's going on. No, you don't. And I'm not telling you to go tell the world about your pain, but talk to God about your pain. Write it down. Journal it. Express your feelings about what you're going through so he can help you. That brings you peace. During my time, that was 2018 to 2021, child, I wasn't talking to God like I should have. Okay, he probably would have helped me so much. I'm like, yo, I wouldn't probably been out in the streets like I was. And I don't mean literally, you know what I mean? I was just out there doing whatever I wanted to do. I wouldn't have been hanging around certain people. I wouldn't be holding grudges for as long as I did if I just talked to God. Like, come on now, let's talk to God. Then I'm like, okay, Drea, that sound good, you know, just talking to God, don't do all this. But nah, I still want to get my lip back. Like, they really hurt me. They really did me wrong. I'm gonna get my lip back. I'm gonna get them, because they hurt me. I gotta hurt them. And I hear you. I really hear you. It sound all good that it worked for you, that you didn't do that. But how am I gonna do that? Because I don't know how to do that. I never seen nobody just walk away when somebody doing this. Okay, I got a scripture for you. Matthew 5 verses 38 to 48. Yes, I'm reading this whole thing. You have heard that it was said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Like I just said, you got to get them, right? But I say to you, do not resist the one who is evil. But if anyone slaps you on the right cheek, turn to them the other side also. See, listen, I had an issue with that too. Oh my God, there's no way in the world I'm finna give somebody my right cheek. They slap me one way and I'm finna turn this way. He's still working on me about that, because I don't know if he really mean physically, because that has never happened to me. Nobody ain't ever slapped me. So I don't know what I would do in that situation. So we're going to keep on going. And if anyone would sue you and take your tunic, let him have your cloak as well. And if anyone forces you to go 1 mile, go with him 2 miles. Give to the one who begs from you, and do not refuse the one who will borrow from you. You have heard that it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, so that you may be sons of your Father who is in heaven. For he makes his sun rise on the evil and the good, and he sends rain on the just and the unjust. You heard that? It's so easy to be nice to people that love you. It's so easy to be sweet and all handshaky to people that is around you, that gives you joy. Go give that joy to your enemy. You heard me. Go show that love to your enemy. Go be cordial with your enemy. Not cordial now, but just smile. Give them a smile. Give them a nice wave. Don't talk ill on them. Try that. and see how hard it is. It's hard, but that's what God is telling us to do. He is telling us to be nice to your enemies as well, not just the people that's good to you. It's so easy to do that. Let's try something that's hard. Let's get this work done. For if you love those who love you, what reward do you have? Do not even the tax collectors do the same? And if you greet only your brothers, what more are you doing than others? Do not even the Gentiles do the same? You therefore must be perfect as your heavenly Father is perfect. What did I just say? It's easy to go do all that easy stuff. Let's do stuff that's hard. God is commanding us to do these things. Okay, we need to do it. Let's do it. Let's not talk about it. Let's just do it. Let's be nice to people. It takes so much more energy to be mean and hold this pain in. Hi, girl. And keep it pushing. That's all you got to do. I ain't telling you to go be buddy hugged up with them. Just, hey, how you doing? Keep it pushing. Don't be like, what's that gonna do, you being all snarled up? Nothing. And then this is a big one. Be at peace for real, not for fake. It's easy to just, yeah, I'm good, I'm doing good. For real, so the enemy does not have nothing to use. Y'all, if you're not at peace on certain situations, predicaments, things that people have done to you, anything, if you're not at peace with it within yourself and with God, the enemy is going to come in your mind, play that scenario over and over in your head, and he's going to get you to react, and he's going to hold you against you. That's going to be held against you. But if you're at peace for real, and the enemy comes in and be like, remember what she did to you? Ain't this? You're going to be like, child, goodbye. You're going to live like, goodbye. I don't got time for that. I'm over that. I am at peace. You're going to know how to fight that urge that the enemy is trying to get you to do. But if you're not at peace, you wrestling with this thing and stuff like that, the enemy loves that. He loves when you're not at peace. He loves playing that game because you're doing all the work for him. All you got to do is forgive the person, keep on pushing, and have peace. But anytime you hear their name, anytime you hear stuff that's going on with them, anytime you see them on Instagram scrolling, this and that, now you frowned up. Why are you frowning up? They ain't did nothing to you right now, but you still hold on to what Bianca and BB did to you from 1964. Like, are you serious? Really? Now the enemy just got to come whisper something in your ear, and there you go. Be at peace for real, so he don't got nothing to use against you. One thing and another thing, how I said in the beginning of my video, how you can get peace. Cut them people off. Cut them people, them things off. You can't be at peace and then the same person that's keep hurting you and hurting you and hurting you again still has the same access as before. You're just going on this cycle. Okay? Cut them people off. Keep them at a distance. Don't let them know that they have that control or that access to keep doing those same things with you. No. It don't mean you got to act, maybe, and if they say, you acting funny, maybe I am acting funny. I'm protecting my peace because I got stuff I need to do. I got somewhere to be. I got to go meet Jesus somewhere. Okay, I got goals. I got aspirations. Okay, I need to keep it pushing because if I keep going back and forth with you, I ain't going to never have no space for new stuff to come in, for me to grow, because I ain't even dealing with you. I still got to deal. I just forgave you for something 2 weeks ago, and you come and do the same thing. Come on now. How many signs they got to show you that they don't mess with you or that it's not going to work the way you want it to work? Huh? Let it go. Let it go and move forward. I don't mean that it doesn't hurt to do that stuff, but let it go, y'all. Okay, let them people go. Let the situations go. Okay? You could be cordial just at a distance. Just learn your places in people's lives so you won't have to keep going through that cycle. So guys, you guys will understand that God is going to bring you through anything that you're going through, okay? Nothing's too big for God. Your pain, your peace, all that. Give it to him. Don't hide it in the secret place where God can't even see it himself. Okay? Forget us. What about God? Are you hiding your pain from God? Announce your pain and hurt to God so he could deal with it. So he can move you forward and you can move forward yourself. We don't want to be in these predicaments where we got all this pain and we just stacking pain on pain and pain. What's that's gonna do but just slow us down? And do you guys like to be slowed down? And don't go get that revenge either, because 9 times out of 10 you're gonna be upset with yourself that you even reacted to certain situations. You're gonna be upset with yourself that you did tit for tat. And one thing about it, I always hate tit for tat, just because the type of family I came from, not just my immediate family, but my family, they love that tit for tat stuff. And I don't mean like fighting and stuff. I mean, they just do tit for tat stuff. And I always been against it. Like, they would go hang out with certain people or certain family members if you're at it with them and stuff to hurt you. And I just don't like that. It's just not real. And now it's like, okay, you go do that while we not cool, or we got into a disagreement, honey. I gotta watch you a little bit now. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to be around people I gotta watch or can't trust. And my family is like that. And that's sad to say, but I pray for them. But I don't want nothing to do with that. You're not going to see me playing those games. Like, I'm trying to break that type of stuff. We're not going to do tit for tat over here. You're not even going to have that type of time to even, you know what I mean? You're not even going to have that type of control over me to even think, oh, if I go hang out with them, I'm going to upset her. Child, ask my family. That stuff don't get to me as much as it did. Okay, because that tit for tat is generations that my family just knows about, and I hate it. So don't go get that revenge. Don't go do tit for tat and go hang out with certain people that don't like them and stuff like that. Like, who does that? That shows your character. You don't like them. You were just chatting up with them about them, but now you hanging out with them. How does that work? No, don't do that, y'all. Just be true to yourself. Keep being true to yourself, always win in the end. Okay, just keep doing that. Be yourself. Let God heal your peace. Bring it to God. Don't get that revenge on nobody. Understand that we cannot be out here being evil. Okay, you heard me. Do not be out here being evil. And understand that things are going to happen. People are going to do you wrong, but we do not own people. People are not here to stay forever. God brings people in your life for a reason, and they let them leave for a reason. Let it go. Cut them people off and keep praising God at the end of the day, because the stuff you're going through now, you're going to be, remember this. Let me say that how I mean it. The stuff that you're going through now is going to be something that you are going to praise God about to later on in life, okay? Because you're going to realize that he brought you through it. So remember, what you're going through now is just another part of your testimony. Don't let it have control over you. Keep it pushing. Keep being prayed up. And let's get it, y'all. We're going to heal those places. We're going to keep it pushing. We're going to love one another, even though it's hard. Let's try it. Let's try it this week. Let's try loving one another. Let's try bringing that peace to one another. Let's switch up the dynamic. Because, yeah, I'm acting funny. Yeah, you don't get to me no more. You don't have no reaction over me, because I need my peace at the end of the day. I need to heal the stuff that hurts in my broken heart, my hidden places. So, yes, I don't have time for that. So, love y'all. Peace out, y'all. Remember what I told y'all. The scriptures I read today was James chapter 5, verses 7 through 12, and Matthew chapter 5, verses 38 to 48. Okay? Love you guys. Peace out. Stay trued up and prayed up. Bye.